Have you ever felt misunderstood? Well, we're going to talk about that more today in the You Are Invited segment of our Radical Care for Christian Counselors podcast. I'm so glad you are here because there are so many times in our groups where either us as a facilitator, or coach, or counselor, or leader feel misunderstood, or when our participants feel misunderstood. And what do we do in those moments? Well, as you know, we're right in the middle of the You Are Invited series where you all are getting to meet my TIP community group and getting to dive right into the mess of the good and the maybe hard points that we've had as a group. And the whole reason we're doing this here on the podcast is so that you, my friends, can see kind of what happens, but also where you can get curious about, do I have a group like this? And in my groups, how can I implement some of these things that these ladies are talking about? And also, just as a reminder, this current group was just all women, but TIP community groups are open for men and women. We've had some with almost a lot of men and very few women. We've had some like this that are all women. We've had some mixed. So you just never know. And God is amazing the way He orchestrates this and the healing that occurs. So if you're interested in joining a TIP community group, well, you can see what happens on today's video when we talk about misunderstanding. And I'll be back at the end to tie up a couple loose ends, but I want you to hear what some of our participants had to say.
More quick addendum. Um, my experience of you, Bethany, I know you have boundaries that separate your ministry and your business from your personal life. I know they're in place, and I never feel them. I feel welcomed by you completely enough that I feel like you've chosen me to be close to you and be a friend. I know I pay you. I know this is a financial arrangement, but that thought never crosses my mind. Mm-hmm. You're there.
Love that.
Totally genuine.
Totally genuine.
And Bethany, I'm sorry to interrupt, but your camera has gone out.
Yeah, your camera, you're fuzzy. You're very blurry. I was trying to type that.
There we go.
Now it's better.
There we go.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yay.
Okay.
Just because I was in a daze at everything you guys were saying. That's why. No, oh my goodness. Well, and I will say something that what Wendy said. How do I say this? I enjoy being with people. That's like no duh. But I think the reason I love these groups specifically is because you guys are my main people. Like I do not, you guys know me well enough to know I don't take a bunch of other one-on-ones. I don't start tons and thousands of other groups. When I do a TIP community group, you guys are the TIP community group. I don't have tons of other ones. And so when you're part of this, I know we offer one-on-ones once a month. Sometimes you guys are like, can I get in for another one? I'm like, sure. We try to make spots, and we have our Marco Polo group, and we have our text thread. We have these ways of communicating. So with all of that, have you guys ever felt have you ever felt like this group didn't understand you? Or B, have you ever felt like this group was like way too much? I mean, honestly, because we have had several different ways of communicating. So how is that for you to inviting other ladies into the group with you? Like you went from not solo, but you went from not having a group to all of a sudden group. So how was that transition for you? Was that hard, challenging, wanted?
Not clear on the question. I'm not clear on the question.
Oh, that makes sense. So like before you joined the group, did you have any other groups kind of like this? Or, were you able to like step up? Because I know we did interactive appreciation and checking in, but then we also had our text thread. We also had emails. We also had all these other ways of communicating. So at any point, was it like, I'm done, it's too much closeness with the group? Did you ever have that moment? Or was it like, did you have to learn boundaries? Like, how was that experience for you coming into the group like that? Did you have to learn?
The tech part was a bit intimidating for me. And I know I still don't use it real frequently. And I guess there's still a part of me that feels like, why would I do this if I don't have some big news to share? Which most days I don't. And I know that's me. And it doesn't have to be big news. It just the togetherness part is really precious. But other than that, honestly, does everyone in the group always understand me perfectly? I don't know. Probably not. I probably don't understand them perfectly either, but they're interested. And there's always good questions. And there's always acceptance. And again, I think that just ongoing attitude of curiosity. And I never walk away from a group experience feeling unseen or not valued somehow. And for me, that's enough.
Yeah, it's huge. And thanks for the awareness of technology, because I know we tried some different things, and I think every group has their primary way. I think this group, it's been text and Marco Polo has been the two main things for this group. Some groups it's different, but we like to sit with it and go, what works for everybody? So I like that acknowledgement. Anybody else about any of that?
I've not always felt understood. I have sometimes had people respond to things I've said that don't have a lot to do with what I was actually feeling. That's not always true. I'd say that's true about 20% of the time.
Yeah.
And it has given me the courage to go back and learn how to explain myself in a way that honors the other person and also honors me. And then I have seen the understanding grow in the other people towards who I am. And I have seen that now reflected in my life, that I have that courage now more than I did before in my life. So that's been cool.
That's neat. I like that, because I mean, sometimes like you hear people, oh yeah, I understand it's this way, and you're like, sure.
Ooh, yeah.
Right? But I've noticed that
Really?
about you. You'd be like, well, actually, no. But
I
you'll
know,
stop and go, okay, how can I reword this? And you would do that. That's true. Wow, that's very provoking. I haven't
yeah,
realized that until you put
and
that
it
in.
even happened the other day. I was describing rain. And to me, rain is one of my most favorite kinds of environments to be in. But for other people, it definitely wasn't. And so it was like, no, let me go back. Let me explain this a bit more.
Love that. That's great. I love that, Wendy. That's good. That's good. I like rain. I'm just saying.
Could I add, could I add to that very quickly?
Yeah.
Wendy, I really like that you do that. That when you say, no, you don't get it. What I mean is, and then you go on and explain more thoroughly, or maybe in a different way or whatever. I've had the experience in my life of people saying, you don't get it, and walking away. And just leaving me with that, with no way to correct it or repair or whatever. And that hurts. So I thank you for, having the courage to say, no, that's not it. It's more like, and giving us a chance to catch up with you, because I value that very much.
Wow, that means a lot. Thank you.
So good.
Wow. Yeah, really good.
All right. You guys can still speak on that one, but I'm going to throw something else out there. What has been, and keep in mind, you can share your part of the story. Don't share anybody else's. But when I ask this, what has been one moment in this group that you walked away changed? Wow, what an incredible moment there at the end. And you get to experience the answers that they get to share next week. And if you're one of those people that like, oh, Bethany, I can't wait till next week, I want to watch the whole video. You can just go to BethanyBourne.com and you can see the entire video, plus learn more about the TIP community groups and how you can be the next one in the upcoming group that's launching. Also, you can learn a little bit more about me and step out and thrive in the community. And we'd love for you to be a part of this next TIP community group, or just to step out and thrive community. As always, dare to do more than just survive. Step out and thrive. See you all next week. Bye.